Okay, so let's look at the central question that we kind of visited yesterday. So how has Gatsby's perception of the green light changed in this section of the text, and what is the significance of the change is what we're looking at today. So act like I'm not recording.
When the light, or when he was with, okay, what was the question again?
It's up there.
The question is,
So the green light changed in this section from the beginning when he was with Daisy and not fantasizing, I don't want to say fantasizing, but had the green light was a way for him to hold on to the hope that Daisy would someday like be in his life, and like the fact that, and it was this little ritual, and it would like keep him reminded of like what he wants. And then once he's with Daisy, the light doesn't have that significance anymore because he has what he's been reminding himself of, which is Daisy.
very good.
I'd like to build on that idea.
Alright.
Well, I believe that he is realizing how much Daisy still means to him, and I feel like he always knew that, but with speaking to her once again, he has realized that the light meant more than just longing for her. It meant his love for Daisy.
So you're saying the light is like a symbol of his love for Daisy
Yes.
in itself. Good.
And I think it's kind of like sort of the same idea of. Oh, sorry. Were you done?
No. Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. I was like, you can finish if you want. But it's kind of like if you have one set thing that reminds you of something, and then like you see this something that it was reminding you of in the first place, that can't really remind you of it anymore because you realize that they're disconnected. And while that is where her house is, that doesn't mean that that's where like Daisy is necessarily. And I feel like he kind of sees that separation where she's finally there. Yeah.
Would it be like, are you saying like, just like an example would be like if you had a dream about, or like, yeah, if you had like this image in your head, or like a perspective of how you thought this person was, like, oh, this person's so good, this person's so cool, like, oh, they're so nice, and then you're like hang out with them and you're like, that's not how you were like when I wasn't with you. Is that
Yeah.
what you mean?
And then like that kind of like glimmer of hope just kind of
You're like, oh, that was just me.
dissipates.
I think the glimmer of hope burns brighter.
Well, yeah, I think
I
that
think
it
he
went
just realizes
out
the disconnect.
because he was like, oh, that light represents Daisy, but Daisy's right here, so I don't need the light.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then he like doesn't see the light as Daisy anymore because
Yeah, 'cause
Daisy's
he sees
disconnected
Daisy.
from the light.
Because Daisy
Is in his house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because Daisy isn't in
Yes.
the light.
Yes.
She's right here.
Facts. She's crying. on
Is
his
that where the
shoulders.
heart is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Left side.
Oh, that was my right side. No, wait, what?
So, Jesse, you brought up kind of like this.
Build on an idea.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go, Lizzie.
Sorry.
Go, Lizzie.
No, you're good. Just to kind of build on the idea of, the light being like kind of a reminder of Daisy. I think that Daisy not being there for so long and him kind of always having this reminder, he's kind of replaced the like memories of the real Daisy in his head, which with like kind of like wishful thinking about like how perfect things would be, kind of like I think the reminder maybe has, we call that like the opposite of like helped, like hindered his.
It like became more realistic.
Yeah, it became like kind of like more of a fantasy, I think. Like it just, I don't know how to explain it. Never mind.
No, like
No,
I
that's
see
okay.
what you mean. Like pretty much if hold up, I forgot what I was gonna say. Ooh. Okay, wait, what did you just say? Say it again.
Oh my god. Okay. No, I don't know how to explain it.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Or like how you were saying with the fantasy, how
Oh,
in the book it says like, I know like the list of his fan or mad something. Let me support my thinking really quickly.
Yes, please do.
What page was it?
It was on page 92 to 93. Bottom of 92 to 93.
Like how you know what it.
Oh, now it was again a green light on the dock. His count of enchanted objects had diminished by one. So he's like Lizzie said, it was like he turned it into like a fantasy of, oh, like this is what I think.
So
That's
what
happened.
what word in there kind of invokes that fantasy?
Fantasy.
So fantasy, but
Dissipates.
What is it? The magical. What was the word?
Enchanted?
Enchanted.
yes, yes. So you started talking about a sort of like disconnect between fantasy and reality at the same time.
yeah.
Yes. So is that something else that is present in the book so far?
I feel like
I
yes.
feel like with Gatsby in a whole.
Well, to build on that idea, I think yes, because a lot of like before we met Gatsby, like almost everything we heard about him was just a rumor, and it wasn't in like probably a lot of it wasn't even like connected to reality. Like he was the son or related to some like rich person from the whatever, how he said he was in the army, and the main character Nick didn't think he was in the army or whatever,
Mhm.
even when he might have been, because he maybe was when he was with Daisy.
Yeah, at this point we still don't really know entirely who Gatsby is, even though we're starting to uncover him a little bit.